The first thing on your mind in the Forbidden Reach is going to be, how do I get as many as possible Zskera Vault Keys, and how do I get as much gear as possible for my alts? Yeah, Zskera Vault Keys are required to open the doors in Zskera Vault with all those secrets and stuff, which have been so far a tiny bit, and I'm not going to say entirely, but I'm going to say a tiny bit underwhelming. I have a separate video about that, and another one is coming. But the gear is the gear. I want gear, you want gear. That's why we're playing World of Warcraft. So I will tell you how to get a ton of those Zskera Vault Keys, and do it. I recommend that you do it before they nerf it, because some nerfs already started. So stick around, I will give you the full picture. So TLDR, too long didn't read, very short version of it, is that in the camp here in Morkit village, you have these renown and kind of envoys for different factions, yes? So you will take a look very quickly and you will see that they're not selling anything particularly exciting unless you're saving 100,000 of Elemental Overflow for something like Noble Brafalon, which is a pretty underwhelming mount if you ask me, but that is just an example of what is there to spend the Elemental Overflow on. Not much is the short version of it. So where do you spend all these thousands and thousands of Elemental Overflow? And don't worry about this particular toon on the screen. He doesn't have that much Elemental Overflow because I already put it to good use that I'm going to teach you right now. The only NPC here in this camp, the envoy that you're interested in, is the one of Dragon Scale Expedition. You go to this Iron Dwarf lady, you talk to her very, very nicely, you open the what she has for trade, and she is selling a sack of Oddities. Sack of Oddities doesn't tell you all that much. I didn't know about it, and here is where the massive shout out goes to the member of my community. Thank you very much, my man. I didn't know about it, so I am rebroadcasting what you taught me to other people here, because it created an extra layer of gameplay for me and extra fun, to be honest with you, extra fun. So well, you guessed it, yeah, you spend your Elemental Overflow on these sacks of Oddities. You buy them. And I already bought a lot of them because I had like 35,000 of overflow on one character, 35,000 on another. So you keep buying them, and again, you guessed it, it's a lighter version of, you know, I'm gonna say the bad G word here, gambling. Except you gambling with in-game currency, and no one will get hurt in the process, I'm sure. So sack of Oddities can contain a lot of different things, which is more Elemental Overflow, which sometimes can go from as low as 1 or 2, literally 1 or 2, up to the maximum I saw was about 3,500 of Elemental Overflow in a bag. They have some trash that can sell, the trash, the gray trash, sells for about 500 gold, which is nothing to sneeze at, and it has gear. Those sacks of Oddities, they contain gear, which is fantastic, because ultimately, what are we doing here? Here on the Forbidden Reach, we are gearing our alts, right? So we want that, absolutely. And it has a ton of Zskera Vault Keys. The probability of getting one, I don't know the actual mathematical chance. No one is going to tell you, and no one can confirm. I cannot either. But they're pretty frequent. They're pretty frequent, you get them. I would say probably at least 15 to 20% of chance of drop of Zskera Vault Key from one of those sacks of Oddities, I would say. And maybe about also between 10 and 15% chance of getting one or another piece of gear. And that is, in short, how you can spend. First of all, what do you do with Elemental Overflow? That is how you spend it. Secondly, it creates a little bit of a, I would say, arguably fun second layer to the game. Yes, it has a little bit of a gambling component to it, but you know, we are driving straight past that point, because some people just will not play as long as, you know, it resembles something bad in the real world. This is an in-game world, and I'm here to have fun, and I'm just telling you how I have fun. And this is how you can have fun. Now, what did I say at the very beginning about nerfing and stuff? And I recommend that you do this before they nerf it into the ground. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below. Like you say, I listen to you, especially if you have good suggestions, just like my man here who recommended this method, and I really appreciate it. But I believe that during the first week of me jumping into it on my alts, each rare on the map was dropping around 1,000 of Elemental Overflow upon death. About that mark, which is why and how I filled up to 35,000 on the toons, like, before I knew it, right? And there was, you know, it was great that I found a way to spend this Elemental Overflow and get all these extra, you know, tools that are required to enjoy the rest of the content, such as the Zskera Vaults. But I am logging in today, and if you pay attention to the chat window where you can see exactly how much of currency I'm getting, I think that they have already stealth nerfed it by half. I think that rares right now on the Forbidden Reach, after the first few days of the patch being out, I think they've already nerfed it by half. So you're getting, instead of around 1000 Elemental Overflow, you're getting about 500 of Elemental Overflow per kill, which is... look, I think it's unnecessary. Yeah, maybe they're monitoring how fast the population of World of Warcraft is gearing up. Maybe they want to slow it down a tiny bit, and they know that more people discovered this method. But ultimately, I just recommend that, because it's still fairly profitable, this way to get Zskera Vault Keys and this way to gear up. Additionally to just killing rares and hoping that something is going to drop there, I recommend that you use this method and you stock up on those keys, especially considering that you can pass them between the alts. It's a bind on account currency, before they nerf it further. Yeah, before they nerf it further. That's my general advice here. Otherwise, once again, thank you very much to whoever is that's a great example of someone being proactive in the community, and rather than just saying to me that I'm doing something wrong with my builds or with what I do tactically, and instead of that, the person just said, hey mate, how about you try this? And which is why I am once again doing a shout out here, and I would always welcome similar level of interaction, similar level of improvement of my build, similar kind of community, basically engagement level that this person has shown to us all and to me. I hope you found this useful. I hope this gave you a little bit of extra excitement as to what am I going to do on this bag of Elemental Overflow. Yeah, and if there are other ways to spend Elemental Overflow or any of the other currencies we're getting in here, please don't be shy, share. I might know about it, I might not know about it. How would you know until you share and until we actually try to compare the notes? So thank you very much for tuning in today. Hopefully very quick video, but was worth your few minutes of time. If it was, please don't be shy and don't be lazy. Give me a like, because YouTube algorithm is a very simple thing. Everyone competes for content. I obviously produce content that I believe is good content and that I would like to watch personally if someone produced similarly no bullshit kind of like good content. So if you found this helpful, could you please give me a quick like so that YouTube algorithm can show this video to more people, and come back for more of Diablo 4. Yes, Diablo 4 coverage is going to be coming. The open beta weekend is over. There are several thoughts that I have. Some of them, like initial excitement, has subsided a tiny bit in case you would like a preview, but I still think the game has a massive potential, and I'd like to talk to you about it. My World of Warcraft people as well as my Diablo people. Yes, subscribe for more if you haven't subscribed already, and I'll talk to you next time.
Your peace, if you must. May the Black Anvil bless you.